don't put them in your business. I let you go for whatever you want and she ain't get. I'm 800 and on chrome jean, camo shorts and a long sleeve. I'll be gone for a month or two. I'm knocking off this money. I gotta keep some racks inside my reach. Get lonely.
Oh, say does that star-spangled.
Thanks for joining us in honoring Martin Luther King Day. You know, Grant, it's an honor to be here on Martin Luther King Day in the NBA. You know,
you're so spot on. I mean, so much time has passed since the 1960s. But Dr. King's efforts ring as true today as they did then. I think he'd be proud of the power that players have in this league right now.
Here are the starters for Utah. We've got Deni Avdija. Gary Trent is out there with Stephen Curry. Then it's Thompson, and it's Reed in at the center position.
It just doesn't matter. Once Steph crosses half court, he's in range.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Adams. And that comes off the assist by Gilgeous-Alexander.
The defensive effort was lacking a bit, but hey, give him credit for finding a weakness there.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
Now here's Reed. Adams grabs the miss. Now here's Gilgeous-Alexander. His last outing, we saw him score 22. Using his post moves to get the 2 points.
Gilgeous-Alexander, fantastic concentration.
And so Curry will bring it up for the Jazz. They're fresh off a win against the Pelicans.
Sometimes it's difficult to get good looks on the road, but they ran the offense brilliantly.
Well, it was probably a good feeling in that last game that the mid-range worked, the long-range worked, the inside game worked. But the best feeling was the crowd leaving that building, not in a good mood.
Stephen Curry is still playing, but the debates have already started about where he ranks among the all-time greats, Brent.
Well, B.A., it's a matter of opinion, but if your opinion is that he shouldn't be up there, shame on you. At 6'2", this guy is pound for pound, maybe the best player that's ever suited up in this league.
He stops, he pops! And there's Thompson on the assist from Curry.
I think Thompson really wanted to get one step closer, but that's a good weapon to have.
Adams with a screen on Thompson. George with it, and it's Trent picking him up. Thompson with a steal. Pass to Curry. Avdija outside. Back to Curry. Ooh, and he took a hard foul on the shot. So he'll head to the line to shoot a pair. Brent, you could hit the three back in your day, and no doubt, Stephen Curry is the best three-point shooter in league history. What makes him so good from deep?
To me, B.A., it comes down to the way that Steph goes about his habits in practice. If you ever watch footage of him in pregame warm-ups or in the offseason, there is so much variability in what he does in terms of preparing his feet and hands to shoot the basketball. There's no one that practices the way that Steph does. There's no one that produces the way that he does either.
Here's Reed. After the basket by New Orleans. Trent from long range. Adams grabs the miss. Adams has got 4 rebounds now. George outside. Pass to Gilgeous-Alexander. It's stolen by Trent. And here's Thompson. Avdija outside. Now here's Curry. Here's the three. Hauled in by DiVincenzo.
And he probably thought he was going to bury that one.
Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. 1:43 left in the first. That one goes in.
You have a guard like Gilgeous-Alexander that fights inside. It can add some spunk to your team.
And Curry's got the ball here for the Jazz. They trail by 1. Their last encounter was in New Orleans, where they were able to handle the Pelicans.
They really threw their weight around last time. They got to the free throw line a lot, and it helped secure the win.
No doubt that's what made the difference. The aggression they showed, attacking, drawing contact. They got them points at the line and made foul trouble a big concern on the other side. Things are going south right now. This is not the type of shooting that his teammates expect from him.
Let's check in with our reporter, Allie LaForce.
Jimmy Butler's such an all-around player. He said, I don't need to be a 40-point scorer. My role is to impact winning. I just control what I can control in the end. Play the right way, stay aggressive, and do whatever it takes to get my team the win. And Brian, he is good at his job.
Well, playoff Jimmy is a real thing, whether he'll admit it or not. Now here's Trent. He played a great game against New Orleans. And the slam dunk by Thompson.
Flying high, Ausar Thompson. I wish I still had hops like that.
Gilgeous-Alexander against Reed. And as it goes out of bounds, New Orleans will keep possession. Toppin, he's checked in for Jimmy Butler. And a new group getting ready for Utah. Bataze's checked in for Reed. Herder comes in for Thompson. Podziemski's checked in for Trent. And Hayes is subbed in for Curry. Shot clock at 5. Gilgeous-Alexander no good. And we've got a whistle. He was fouling with a purpose. And in that spot, in that situation, it's got to be a transition take foul. And this is his first trip to the line tonight. He throw good, Avdija.
Deni Avdija has a ton of versatility, and the coaches encourage him to explore. I mean, this guy can make an impact both on and off the ball.
The three from Curry. Fires in the triple. Curry's got 8.
He just takes advantage of the D in a way that very few players playing today can do.
And Seth Curry good for 3.
Oh, you gotta love the back and forth. Showing real confidence at the arc.
Yeah, both teams finding ways to the three-point line and trying to take advantage from distance.
So at the end of 1 quarter of play, still a close game. And welcome back to our NBA coverage on this very special MLK Day. And guys, what do you think about the hustle stats for Utah?
Well, the effort they've shown on defense has been infectious. Everyone on this team continuing to jump at opportunities to come away with steals.
Sometimes the offense can be keyed by just quick possession. So you get a steal and you can get out in transition. They seem to be very focused on that end of the floor.
On the floor for Utah, getting going in the second. Kyle Anderson is out there with Kevin Herder. Then there's Stephen Curry. Then it's Goga Bitadze. And it's Podziemski in at the 2.
And you can tell he's feeling confident right now at the line. And when he's on, he can be lights out.
Now here's Podziemski. He picked up 12 points in their last win against the Pelicans in New Orleans.
And I'm surprised that didn't go down. I mean, I'm sure he is too.
Grant, when you look at this Pelicans team, their length is so impressive.
Yeah, they've made a point to draft players with big wingspans, and that really helps them on the defensive end. They're all very switchable.
Here's Podziemski. No points so far. Outside Curry. Shot from 12. Rebounded by Lopez. New Orleans in the lead. Toppin outside. Outside. DiVincenzo. To the wing on the left. And Rose. The bucket on the assist by DiVincenzo. Rose has got his second basket of the night.
They're not messing around. 5 of their last 6 buckets have come from the interior.
Curry passes to Bitadze. Back to Curry. Curry from inside.
Well, not just from deep. Steph Curry, one of the best guard finishers around the rim.
And it's Willie Green calling the timeout here. He's going to gather the troops and talk it over. Some changes for New Orleans. George comes in for Toppin, and Hield is subbed in for Rose. Reed's checked in for Utah. Trent comes in for Herder. Here's Butler. Butler punches it home.
Opportunistic score there from Jimmy Butler. Sees the lane, fills the lane.
Outside Curry. Shoots over DiVincenzo. Curry with another miss.
More often than not, he'll cash it in from that area. The defense might have done just enough to bother him.
Hield from outside. Reed with the rebound. Jazz trail by 4. Here's Podziemski, and it's blocked. He keeps control of the ball. against Butler. Can't get it to fall. The Jazz have gotten nothing to go out of 5 attempts so far this quarter. Podziemski's shot is good. All right, on the line, we've got our insider, Shams Charania. What do you have for us, Shams?
Well, guys, teams are all grappling with this new CBA, especially the dreaded second apron. Fans possibly unclear on what it means. Honestly, even front offices are still navigating the complexities of the new restrictions. But basically, it has become harder for teams to spend big and acquire new players under the current systems. We'll see, guys, how this impacts everyone moving forward.
Something to keep an eye on, no doubt. All right, Shams, thanks a lot. Outside Curry, launches it from deep. Reed, oh, he hangs in there and cashes in on the second chance points. Reed's got his first 2 points of the night.
They keep capturing the lead, then giving it back. We'll see if they can hold on to it this time.
Well, you can tell they really want to increase this lead. They can't keep letting them take it from them.
Healed for 3. And again, no good by New Orleans. Utah leading. Trent, the pass to Curry. Outside Reed. To the paint. Nice dish, and the layup goes down. And the Jazz lead by 3.
Well, if you're not outside, you got to be inside. Nice touch by Gary Trent Jr.
Well, Brent, he doesn't give you much inside the arc, but Trent Jr. is a sniper from deep.
Yeah, and Gary Trent Jr. knows exactly why he's on the floor, and that's to shoot the basketball. So continue to move, find open areas, wait for the ball, and then let it rip.
He expects to make every one of those, and we expect him to make them too.
Avdia passes to Curry. Fires the 3. Court 3! Stephen Curry!
And the defense is really allowing them too much room on the perimeter.
And we've got a timeout call by Willie Green. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. New Orleans making some changes. Adams checked in for Lopez. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is subbed in for DiVincenzo. And a switch here also for Utah. Podziemski's checked in for Stephen Curry. Now here's Podziemski. They lead by 6. That's their biggest margin. Oh, and a fast break for the Pelicans. Gilgeous-Alexander gets the bucket on the breakaway.
Greedy player in close. Gilgeous-Alexander with the extra effort.
Here's Utah. They're on a 12-4 run. Pass to Thompson. Lays it up and in on the nice reverse. Thompson's got 6 points.
Just so successful getting the ball inside and finding those great looks.
Oh, and there's the whistle on the shot. So 2 free throws for him coming up. It goes on Brandon Podziemski.
In that 2018 draft, you think about those names, Doncic, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Boy, that's a lot to begin with.
And they seem to have taken a more heads-on approach this quarter, and it's getting them to the free throw line.
Avdia against Butler. And here's Avdia. He's off on that one. And a pretty tightly contested game here as we end the first half. Utah ahead, up by 4. And time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow on 2K Sports.
What a deal by this front office, getting former MVP James Harden. The Beard has won both scoring and assist title. Gives him a huge upgrade at the offensive end.
And now let's talk about those Pelicans. This game has been extremely competitive.
You know, I love what they're doing, being patient.
And that's a wrap on halftime.
Hey there, everyone. Glad you could join us on MLK Day on 2K Sports. Man, it's been quite a game for Stephen Curry.
through 2 quarters of play, he's been an excellent source of points.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
Butler out there with Steven Adams. Then there's George. Then it's Buddy Hield. And it's Gilgeous-Alexander in at the point guard position. That's the group for Willie Green getting going here in the second half. Well, the Jazz are one of just 10 NBA franchises to never win a championship, Grant.
Yeah, you know, it's so hard to believe considering they have the 4th best winning percentage in NBA history. Think about it. If it weren't for one Michael Jordan, they'd probably have 2 rings.
Gilgeous-Alexander passes to Adams. Adams with a screen on Avdia. Butler. Pass to Hield. From deep. To the inside. Kicks it to George. Adams a screen. Here's Gilgeous-Alexander. Oh, SGA! Finishing the drive.
And Gilgeous-Alexander showing just how difficult he can be to guard at times.
Back to Avdia. Inside. And he jams it after taking the nice feed on the run.
Not getting old here. Seeing him make that lead pass with perfect timing.
And let's take an early look at our contenders for this year's dunk contest. No matter who ends up competing, you know it's going to be a show.
And the best part, B.A., every year we see something different. Something new. I can't wait.
You look at Thompson. If he can keep raking in the votes and hold on to his number 4 spot, he'll make the cut for the contest for sure.
And I see no reason why he shouldn't. And frankly, I think he's got a pretty good shot at wowing the judges and winning the whole thing.
And there you have it. This year's dunk contest field looks incredible. We'll keep you up to date in the voting.
That is always a highlight of All-Star Weekend. Watching guys just fly through the air. And I enjoy watching all of the guys on that list when I'm at home.
That's a wonderful use of the pump fake. Who is it that's not going to respect Steph Curry faking you out on a shot attempt?
2 seconds.
So he makes 1 of 2, and the second one misses. Well, Brent, after ups and downs, it seemed like New Orleans is really trending in the right direction.
Their path has not always been easy. It's a bit indicative of the city itself. It's a resilient place with resilient people that take a lot of pride in the comeback. So this team has had personnel changes, coaching changes, injuries, but the Pelicans have certainly become a team in the past couple seasons where the future is much brighter than its past.
A chance here to catch up with Allie from the sideline.
Hey, Ryan. The Jazz are making progress. Coach Will Hardy said this team has shown grit and character and has developed a lot of confidence. When we're going through game preparations, the players walk away knowing if they do certain things, they can win. That's a big step in the right direction.
A bright future, Allie. Thank you. And here's New Orleans now. Following the bucket by Utah. Gilgeous-Alexander from outside. And again, New Orleans no good. Here's Trent. It's good. And it's an 8-point Utah lead.
Well, an all-around player, the swingman Avdia loves sharing the rock.
Here's Butler. And it's rejected.
2 minutes.
Thompson scanning the floor. Pass to Avdia. The kick out. Curry. Back to Avdia. And he can't extend the lead to double digits. The Pelicans have gotten just 3 of 8 shots to go in the 3rd quarter. Curry with a steal. George against Avdia. Pass to Curry. And here is Thompson.
As fearless as they come.